Serenity, you rescued me from the storms I used to chase. I found your voice in quiet waves. In stillness I found grace. No more chains and no more plea. I am who I'm meant to be. At last I breathe serenity.
Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Told you we'd be back. How you doing, Alpha?
I'm doing good, a little tired. Oh gosh, this week has been quite busy. I mean, I'm
It
also
has
in,
been.
in like sleep though, so I guess that
I know.
that's
I know. So it's like, yeah, I see out of like a James Bond movie sitting there. It's like, yes, I need a pipe sitting in my what do they call that? A smoking jacket. Yes, sitting in your smoking jacket. Yeah, see, there
You
you,
know,
go.
the only thing I'm missing right now is like something to rest my legs on, and then like a glass of whiskey or something on
Yeah,
top.
glass of brandy,
Yeah, you know,
pipe, and you're set. You're set. So, welcome back, everybody. Hey, guys, I am sorry for last week. We had major internet issues where I couldn't get anything to run. My upload speed was horrible. I mean, I literally expected to turn on my computer and hear that, you've got mail. I was waiting for it. It was bad. So, I am sorry. We've got a new router. We've redone the network, so all should be good. Thank you for tuning in this week. Now, as you know, Friday is where we get to kick back, relax, and take a lesson from Alpha there. Put on your smoking jacket, get yourself a drink, get your pipe, better yet, get a couple drinks because we're gonna be here for a while. And chips and smokes and vapes, everything's gore. Mi casa is su casa. Cat Dad, I like that. It says Cat Dad on the cup. That's cute.
Yeah. It says a lot. I mean, y'all have seen my baby.
Oh, my kitty's
Y'all
not
seen
here.
him.
Yeah, usually my kitty's sitting right here in front of my video game. We actually made a special carpet just for Joey because he just hangs out in the office with me. So, let's see. We've got-
Wild Angel off screen. Wild Angel's busy holding a cat, so like.
There you go. Yeah, she's playing with one of the kitties. New system set up. Forgot to set up my YouTube. Uh-oh. Gotta have YouTube. Absolutely. Oh, you have Jax? Okay. We'll bring Wild
yeah,
Angel up here
that's
and
his
so you can
name.
see one of our adopted kitties that we rescued from the neighborhood. But as you know, on Freaky Fridays, guys, mi casa is su casa. Kick back, relax, leave your shoes at the door, and let's have some fun. Now, of course, we always got to start out with the crypto world, but first I'll give you a little teaser. What is the topic for tonight? Well, tonight is about ghosts in the machine, or digital warfare. What's going on? Man, we've had tech going nuts everywhere. So we're going to get into that. We're going to start breaking that down. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. You think it's just ghosts in the machine, or you think there's something going on, something maybe nefarious, or maybe they're taking over the world? Could it be AI? Skynet? I don't know. Could be. Hard to say. Jax is
Skynet,
ready to
definitely.
bake. Yeah, I'm thinking Skynet because
Bake?
yeah, I've had Bale. Oh, he's gonna run away. Okay, that's
Oh.
okay. Jax, you can run away.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna bake the cat. I'm like, okay, this is getting weird already. We haven't even gotten into it, and it's already weird.
I mean, it could be that the cat does the baking. You just need these
Right.
mittens and everything, and it's just like out here going to the oven, like, okay, here you go, here's your cookies.
Exactly. Except for we have birds, so he could be baking the bird. That would be bad. So, hey, Abdul, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, my man. So, yes, let's go
Hello,
down
sir.
Let's get some crypto covered real quick, and then we'll go down the rabbit hole of the craziness of Ghost in the Machine. So, of course, guys, as you know, this week has been big about the ETFs. Now, we've heard this comment, a lot of buzz going on, but institutional demand continues to shape crypto markets with Ethereum ETF inflows surpassing Bitcoin through August before sharp reversal into early September. Now, they've absorbed nearly 3.95 billion last month. Yeah, we're talking Bs. So we are seeing some huge influx. Now, of course, for me, this raises the question, are we seeing the end of DeFi? Is everything going to corporate crypto? I mean, is that what we're looking at? I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. What do you think, Alpha? Are we seeing the demise of the Wild West DeFi world we all got accustomed to? Or is this just the next step in evolution?
I don't think so. I don't think we've seen the end of it. I mean, we've seen a lot of centralization happening in the world of DeFi that we know. A lot of things that don't exactly conform to the the ideals that people set when they started creating Ethereum. But we're also seeing a lot of actual decentralization take place. I know, I think about a month or so ago, I was reading about a layer 2 that functions fully as a layer 2 and not a centralized sequencer, glorified multi-sig, which a lot of layer 2s are. I mean, even Arbitrum, which is one of the most decentralized, still technically just a glorified multi-sig. But there are people that are working on what we call true rollups, true layer 2s, where it would basically be mirrored Ethereum. Everything scales up to Ethereum, but you can also just have all your application logic run on this secondary rollup. Therefore, you don't need to have any multi-sigs, you don't need a sequencer, just everything is the exact same as Ethereum in essence. Every transaction you do there immediately goes up to Ethereum, but it uses ZK so that it doesn't take as much data and it doesn't take as much compute. It's like, it makes a lot of sense.
Right. It's getting more efficient. But, at the same time, I see things like this where Gemini just raises their IPO target because they're doing so well. They've increased it up to 3.1 billion evaluation. I mean, that's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, they've even launched their own credit cards. Check this stuff out. So they've got the Gemini card with Bitcoin, XRP, and then their standard MasterCard. So, I mean, make no mistake, this stuff is hitting mainstream. And it's, I don't know, a question is, are we getting left out? Are the little investors going by the wayside? And that's what we're going to be seeing here in the next few months. Is there still projects for us to get into? Or is it all like, hey, got to go to the central exchanges because game over for us Wild Westers?
No, I think we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Because at the end of the day, as Wild Westers are outnumber the centralized people. And most of the people that are actually building things are building for the decentralized internet, not for the centralized Geminis and Coinbases. As much as they want to make people believe that, especially like with all of the layer ones that the like Paradigms, new one, what's it, Tempo, and then Circles, Arc. There's like a whole lot of these. Even Google is doing their own centralized layer one. I think it was called General Ledger or something like that. I can't remember. Universal Ledger, that's what it's called. They're all trying, but people are still going to run back to the decentralized ethos. People are going to, because you can build better on a decentralized network than you can build on an Arc. You can build better on Ethereum and the Ethereum rollups, and you can ever build on a universal ledger of Google, because Google's going to be like, oh yeah, no, we don't want this, so y'all can piss off. I mean, Ethereum's come back, don't worry, we got you. Come back into our open arms.
Right. And like CK saying, good to see you, CK. Welcome, brother. Says a bubble,
CK.
But we're way early in my opinion. I think we are way early also. I think we're starting to see what it's going to look like in the next cycle, because I think we're still going through some cycles. I think that's still going to happen to some degree. I just don't think it's be as drastic as we've seen in the past. So I'd love to get your guys' thoughts on that. So we got CK says, hey, Abdullah says, last day's chat on Discord, very busy at hospital with my brother, but all after today's live. Cool. Awesome. And Spax ran for 6 months after people realized it was crap. I don't know what Spax is. I don't know. CK, you're going to have to tell us about that, because I have no idea.
Yeah.
I think we're specifically are positioned well.
I read a lot of, I feel like I read a lot of stuff, but somehow I haven't come across Spax.
I don't think I have either. So I don't know. Maybe CK will join us tonight and give us a little bit of insight on that. But let's keep going on the crypto news just to make sure we are all up to speed. Now, big thing is Helium. Okay, some of you guys love Helium. Some of you hate it. As you know, I'm a supporter of Helium. I've got several hotspots. I run the Helium cell phone plan, which I love. I still haven't paid a cell phone bill in over a year. Yeah, over a year now. Still have not. I'm loving it. Not gonna lie, but I gotta tell you, I am not happy with what's going on here, guys. So let's bring up some of the news here on that. Now, one thing I did notice is everybody's seen ever since the halving, the HNT token has continued to drop. Yeah, been very disappointed about that. Hi, Mom. How you doing? Says hi, Mom. Yeah. So why is that happening? Well, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Why? I want to know why would you think that's
Tell
happening?
us why.
Why is that happening? Because, I mean, you've been in Helium for a long time, so...
Right. So, whoops, don't hit that button. There we go. So, HNT price update. So, the Nova Labs CEO did an announcement that they are buying, or have purchased, 5.7 million HNT from an early investor. this investor has continued to sell, and hence constant sell pressure. So no matter what anybody does, this guy's sitting on 5.7 million of the tokens. So he's just draining it down. Little spike. Oh no, I'll take rid of that. Thank you very much. He's done very specific DCA out. Finally, they're like, guys, we got to stop the sell pressure. So they actually stepped in and they purchased 5.7 million HNT from this early investor. Now this should hopefully help reduce that sell pressure. Alpha's doing math.
That's
I can
cool.
tell.
So they probably did like a OTC. I was trying to get to that term,
Right.
over the counter trade, where they were like, okay, look, we'll buy you 5.7 million for X amount. So you're not selling on the charts, you're not constantly dumping our charts. But you know, I when you mentioned that the halving happened, I think I did say something like it could be that we'll see a little more of a dump in the charts, because kind of you'd assume that around halving time people are going to be a little more crazy and they're going to want to buy more tokens. But it kind of tends to have the opposite effect, where people that have been holding for a long time, people that have been stockpiling, are going to be like, okay, this is the best time for me to sell, because now people are going to want to buy in, so I might as well start selling. They start selling, other people see, oh wait, the token price is going down after the halving, hold up, let me sell. More people will sell, and then it just continues the spiral where you kind of get what's happening with helium right now, where people are just constantly selling. And them doing that OTC deal kind of shows that they're willing to buy a whole bunch of tokens in one go, OTC, of course. But at the same time, that kind of sends a message to people that are holding huge bags. Like, you can come to us and we'll buy two of you. You don't need to sell into the market.
Exactly.
It's a really good time from their part.
Right. It's a great way they're doing that, because otherwise this person's just going to keep dumping on the charts, and eventually you're going to lose belief in the project. I mean, obviously, if the token just goes down, nobody, I don't care how maxy you are, you've got to be delusional to keep believing in it. Like, yeah, it's gone down 97% in 2 years, but that's okay. We're going to the moon. It's like, dude, I don't know what you're smoking, but stop, okay? Because it ain't working, man. You got to be realistic sometimes. And so I like the fact that the team did step in.
It can only go up from here.
Right. Don't you love that one? We know that's not the case. I don't care what you're talking about. It can always go down. But there has been other things. And unfortunately, this next piece of news, I'm not as happy about, as I'm sure any helium operator probably won't be as well. HIP 147 just passed. Now, what is HIP 147? Well, here's the trick. As you know, Helium started off with IoT, and they got paid with proof of coverage. And that was doing great. Then they went to the mobile, because the IoT devices, they just weren't getting used. A lot of people getting paid for just putting this thing out there, which is kind of how they got us into it. But there wasn't the buildup of the devices, things like that we were hoping for. So they went to the mobile side. And mobile's been awesome. I've loved it. Still had the proof of coverage, but now you were getting paid for actual data offload. It's supposed to be 50 cents per gigabyte of data. So HIP 147, guys, here you go. Here is HIP 147. So since the recent halving, data transfers have been increasing while HNT prices have been volatile. This means that 40% of HNT emissions allocated to the mobile may sometimes be insufficient to reward hotspots one for their actual data transfer contribution. So what they've actually done, and I won't read all this for you guys, but basically what they've done is they've changed it. They still have to keep the data price, right? 50 cents for 1 gigabyte of data. The problem is the price wasn't enough to cover that. So what they are doing is they have reduced the proof of coverage rewards. They are going to pay out 60% directly to data offload. Anything that's left, that is going to go to the proof of coverage reward system. So it is no longer just get paid to put something out in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of nowhere with the cows, where no one has a cell phone, and expect to get good returns. Okay, this just passed. I highly recommend go out and read HIP 147 to get all the full breakdown. But just to let you know, if you're running a device and it's solely based on proof of coverage, you're going to see a big drop in your returns. So I'd recommend move your devices to a location that has foot traffic where it can pick up that data offload capability. So not real happy about this one, but I get it. It makes sense. Now, this brings about a great debate, is that if you're trying to expand your network, but you no longer pay people to just set it up and then try to build up foot traffic, and they're not getting paid unless they have the foot traffic, are you actually shooting yourself in the foot? What do you guys think?
I think that it's a very good improvement. I think objectively it's a very good improvement because it matters more for the network and how people use it. Proof of coverage can only go so far. So it does then make it that people buy, helium hotspots now have to think about more strategic places to put them. So it's not just about buying it and then setting it out, like you mentioned, out in the farms where there's no one that's going to use it. Right. Instead, you're going to think about, okay, I know someone that has a coffee shop. Let me check with them if I can maybe stick it up over there.
Oh, sorry.
That's a phone call. Well then, Joe, Serenity asks, what is your thoughts on it, on the new way that they're doing things? And I think that covers the question.
I think so, yeah.
You can just double check. Yeah.
Yes.
So that was
Sorry, I got a phone call, and it's from my son, so I don't know why he would be calling me. He knows I'm streaming, so I guess if there's a problem, he'll call me back. So I apologize for that, guys. Yes, that is my ringtone. It is the car alarm. It's great when it goes off in banks, man. People freak out. It's so much fun. So yeah, it is disappointing. If you're running a lot of hotspots and you're just running on proof of coverage and you don't have it set up in optimal locations for data offload, then you could see a drastic hit in your returns. Now, of course, if you are setting them up and you're making it to where it is in a good location for data offload, you'll probably see an increase. That means because before you might have been getting shortchanged on your data offload. So it's kind of give and take situation. So I'm really kind of curious. What was that? Do not make me run, please. Yeah, Abdul, sorry, man. That's my ringtone. I know, it's great. But now on top of it, there are some other changes as well. Is the they've actually modified because they were having problems with the hotspots not accurately reading where they were placed. So they've actually broadened that out. So they've done some changes here. Thank you. Where the current distance was between 0 to 200 feet would give you a credibility score of 1.0. Well, they've increased that for 0 to 300 feet. And the outdoor distances was 0 to 75 feet, and now it's 0 to 100 feet. So in case they were getting ghost readings and not pinpoint accurate, some people were getting hurt. Now, this is great for a lot of people because it means it's going to give a little more leeway, but it also could be negative to some of the rewards because the problem is if some of these big hotspots were actually just on that cusp and they were occasionally getting good readings and bad readings, it's going to give them a better return. So that means there's going to be less on the HNT to deliver every day. So that could actually be hurtful. So it's kind of a 50-50, goes both ways. Mm-hmm. And CK says, why haven't they considered or tried to partner with Starlink? Or have they already? You know, CK, honestly, I have not heard that they have. Honestly, with Starlink, I don't know if they would. I mean, dealing with Elon, would Elon really want to deal with somebody like Helium? I mean, he's not in control. He can't call the shots. I don't know. I'm not sure he would like to support a network of the people. It's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Elon may love it.
You might, but I feel like he would only do that if he could like have 50% of the company.
Right.
He's a businessman, first and foremost. So
exactly.
Go.
And go. Power to the people. I don't see that as one of Elon's mottos, but I could be wrong. I don't know his stance. I just don't see a lot of those things. I see him very much front and center and in control. I'm not sure he would be willing to give control to the people. So, could be wrong. Who knows? Maybe he'll come out, bought up Helium tomorrow. There you go. Elon, if you're watching, man, go check out Helium because we would love to partner up with you.
Yeah. They are partnering with, what was that? What was that mobile service that they partnered with? I forgot. I think you mentioned it in the last stream.
Yes.
I know that AT&T. Was that it? Was it another one?
I thought it was another one. I don't remember though. You'll have to look it up.
But they are partnered with a mobile operator. So
yes, absolutely.
There's that. T-Mobile. There we go.
T-Mobile. Thank you. Yes. I knew somebody would eventually get it. Now, one more. Just when you thought the bad news was done, well, it's not. And this is debatable. This is a good. It's a bad. Especially since we just talked about how proof of coverage rewards are dropping. Well, now the outdoor hotspots reach is going to drop as well. What do I mean by that? Well, so if you check out here, it used to be the high end, if I can get this picture to put up right, used to be an outdoor hotspot would cover all of this purple area. Now, the red was giving you a high signal strength, the green was mid, and then the purple was the low signal strength. And you would earn from proof of coverage and all that from those areas. Now, it's not changing the hardware in the device, it's just how much it's actually going to credit. Now, the new area they're going to credit you for and get returns on is the red area. So you're going to have a pretty good solid signal strength. Once again, this is for your data offload. The great thing about this is that means if you had a neighbor, 2 blocks away had one hotspot and he happened to be pointed towards your area, you would get dinged for setting up an outdoor hotspot. Even though you were just at the very edge of his line, it would affect your returns. Well, great thing is now it won't. You can set up more hotspots in a small area for better coverage and better data offload capability. I didn't end that with a question. I know it confused you.
it's a bit of a double-edged little sword, eh? Because now it's like, okay, it's more focused, but then you don't also have that kind of reach that you had before where you could be a little more relaxed about your placement. So they really are trying to make people a lot more strategic with how they place their hotspots.
Absolutely. And
I suppose it was an inevitability.
Right. It had to happen. You can't just keep giving money to people who are putting these things up in cow fields or out in Kansas with the corn. I don't think the corn's calling anybody. They're not really using it. So do you really care? Not really. But of course, then that brings about the question of if you're using IoT devices for agriculture, for water temperature, sensor, air quality, things like that, is that going to hinder? And that I haven't really heard. But then again, I haven't heard about a lot of devices using the IoT network for that use. I know that's what we talked about 4 years ago. That was the whole plan. I don't think it came to fruition. I don't know. If you're driving near the field, you might care. Exactly. Yeah, you very well could. And you know what? If you have a cornfield and you want to put out Helium hotspots while you're out there farming the corn because you've got the Helium mobile cell phone plan, absolutely. I mean, I've got them set up here at the house because our house has 5, 6 Helium cell phone plans here. So, granted, we're not a big business, but there's enough of us on the planet. It actually pays out pretty well. In fact, I did just pick up 2 more outdoor hotspots. Found them off eBay for $199, free shipping. Pre-used. The guy transferred over the ownership, went smooth as silk. I think he's got 2 more out there. If you're interested, shoot me a DM in Discord and I'll tell you who it was I was dealing with. About $199 and free shipping, and I get an outdoor hotspot. Working great. I got one set up yesterday. I'm going to set up another one this weekend over at Mom's house. So you could do a little bit more reach that way towards the mailboxes. Yeah, because we got this bank of mailboxes for our neighborhood. And hey, somebody in the neighborhood's got to have it, right? Yeah, might as well.
Yeah. Don't you have any business friends that own a business where you can just go set up a hotspot there, an indoor and an outdoor one?
I've thought about that.
Coffee shop or something.
I've actually, I've been toying with that idea for a while now. And as soon as Helium figures everything out, because they're still in transition phase, there's several businesses. I would love to get a pallet of indoors and a pallet of outdoors to go to these businesses one by one. It's like, hey, let's do a profit sharing. I'll set up the hardware. I'll give you 40% of whatever it earns. I'll install it. I'll do everything. I'll monitor it, and I'll just give you the 40%. We'll put one on the inside, one on the outside of your business, and there you go. And I think that would be a great way to do it. Unfortunately, it takes a lot of capital. You can go door to door, things like that, but it's best if you know a few people. But yeah, biggest thing is how do you get a pallet of hotspots, even on sale? I mean, you're talking several thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to really set this up as a proper business. If somebody has a capability, I don't know why you wouldn't, honestly. I mean, everybody thought Helium and IoT was a short-lived thing, but man, here we are, 6 years later? 5 years? And still doing great. Still making money.
It is very
whatever
cool. It is. That's the one thing about Helium. It's something that makes sense.
Right.
Something that makes sense. And yes, it needs a long time to get to the point where it's like, okay, now it's ubiquitous. But it's only getting closer. Ubiquitous meaning everywhere.
Oh, okay, thank you. I didn't know what the big word was. I'm like, okay, well, that sounds important. I don't know, impressive. And you know what, honestly, my hopes is that one of these days somebody like Verizon or AT&T or one of these big companies is going to step up. So you know what? We just want to buy it. We just want to buy it. And so all of a sudden everything goes through the roof, and hopefully we're still included. I don't know. It would be interesting. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it better if a big corporation bought Helium?
Are you going to be included?
Right, exactly. Or would it be better if they just partnered with everybody? So. I don't know. It'd be interesting.
That
it
would
seemed
make
kind of
more sense.
stupid to throw away the network.
You see,
they
that
already
would
built.
make a lot more sense.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're working on it. Although, who is their latest one? It's T-Mobile, isn't it? That they partnered with?
Yes,
For
T-Mobile.
data offload.
T-Mobile.
Yeah, T-Mobile. But the one thing that I don't like, and I don't know if this has changed, but last I read is that the outdoor hotspots are not being utilized for data offload for the T-Mobile network, only the indoor hotspots. Because they said, we have enough outdoor towers. We don't need that. I don't know. Let's see. Odin says, helium would have continued to grow, but regulations around cell phones is a lot more strict in other countries, which killed their growth. That makes sense, Odin. It wouldn't surprise me. And yeah, other countries I don't know much about. I barely know anything about my country, and I usually find out when I get in trouble for doing what I'm not supposed to do. That's how I find out.
That's
Like,
a
you
very
can't do
good
that.
point.
Really?
That is a very good point, because a lot of countries, I think UK especially, have very strict laws, especially around what they call cell phone carriers. So you can't just come as a new cell phone carrier and then be like, oh yeah, everything's hunky-dory and they're just going to let you be. They're going to be like, oh, do you have a license? Do you have a this? Do you have a that? So countries like that with very strict rules kind of limit helium's growth, and it will take them maybe 2 to 3 years of just back and forth with the government before they get a proper license to be able to have coverage and be able to actually explode properly, have kind of be, what's the word, where they can do adverts and stuff like that, and people can see them on the TVs and the
Okay, like
Googles
advertising
and the
things.
YouTubes.
Mhm.
Yeah, because until then they can't do that because they're not technically fully legal. They can maybe do somewhat of advertising, can be a personal device, but to be a proper network carrier, they first need to get all those permissions. They need to get a whole bunch of, paperwork in order with the government. And you're just like, that's a pain. So the best way around that is obviously to partner with a network provider that's in those countries. But network providers are not exactly open to sharing their business,
Yeah, no. It's kind of a cutthroat business. It's like, no, Verizon's terrible. Come to AT&T. We will save you. And then you get T-Mobile. No, AT&T's horrible. Come, yeah, it's brutal, which is kind of nice for some of us because it makes a price war. So,
yeah.
Consumer wins on price wars. We like that.
Yep. Especially if those price wars are good. Oh,
yeah. So it says, hi, Wild Angel. Okay, so that's pretty much all the helium news I have, guys. Feel free to share your thoughts, your comments, and get any questions. Toss them out there. If I know them, I'll answer them. But I got to tell you, I didn't know about some of these things until I went and started doing some research today. I'm like, oh my god, when did this hit pass? I totally missed the boat. My bad. Yeah. Too many things to try and keep track of.
That either, and I usually.
Yeah, see, it's all your fault, Alpha.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You're supposed to keep me appraised
We
of
tend
this
to
stuff.
see news on helium. We usually see news on helium because it's usually very big.
Right.
So it's weird. It's weird that we didn't.
This stuff just kind of slid through. It's like, what's going on? I think it's just all the news of everything else, the corporate ETFs and all this stuff going on. Of course, there's all the other news that we're not even going to get into. That's just some crazy shit that, doesn't even touch it. Not my world. Ain't playing it. So anyway, so that's all I've got for the helium side there. I do have one more piece of crypto news here because I've been trying to keep you guys up to date on what's going on with my POX investment. Now, of course, this is through Monstros. And so I did put in originally $109 in POX, put it into Auto Compound. And last week, which we missed, the payout for the week was $298. This week, the payout was $216. Alpha, man, I know you're a lot more connected with POX and Monster stuff. So I'm seeing a continual pattern of down. But yet my invested keeps increasing. So Alpha, where's all my money going, man? Come on, answer some questions here, buddy. I thought this was going to make me rich overnight. What happened?
You're auto-compounding. Where do you think it's going?
Right,
going straight back into it.
So that should be increasing every week, right? Why is it going down, man? Come on, what's going on here?
Well, we can look at that APR over there. So this week's APR was really bad for us. I mean, still 100%. So if it just continued this way, then your money would double by the same time this year. But
okay,
POX is what kind of trading do we call it? But it's trading, so it's heavily dependent on how the trades go for those weeks.
What kind of trading is that?
I will go back and figure it out later. But it's
Okay.
sometimes we have a few trades that mature in that 1 week, so they have a good amount of payouts. Like we look back, there was 1 week where it was like 800% APR. That week, obviously, we had some really good trades mature. Other weeks is maybe 1 or 2 that only mature and it's not as big. Something like this week, where the trades that did mature, they weren't as huge as we'd like. They still made good money for the week, but they're not kind of where it's like, oh yeah, no, these are some nice big maturations. They just kind of So it happens. It happens.
Exactly. And
sometimes,
you know what? I love the fact it's there and it's earning and it's doing good. And it's not a short term, I'm going to put it in, double it overnight and get out. Like a lot of the memes, a lot of the what do you call them? The AI agents people are trading now. We got away from meme coins. Now we're trading AI agents. That's so much better. Not.
Yeah. So much. Oh, and I think another reason is that POC protocol, that the protocol that we use for this, actually, they recently did a token generation kind of thing on virtuals. So I think that kind of detracted from the trading side, so which means funds weren't as in-depth over there. Most of the funds went to the new token. So we'll see how things go, because I do believe there's some plans to get things kicking up again in the next few weeks, but they focused heavily on the new token for, I think, the past 3 weeks or so. But it's fine. Things happen.
Oh, yeah, it is.
And
the market's, the market's been going up and down and back and forth. Yeah, it's gone the same way. And in fact, I was really hoping Sai was going to be here, because he always gives us those, every few weeks we recover his, what do you call it? Predictions. Yes. And he sent me the prediction. Yes. There it is. Let me move this big screen. So from what he predicted, now remember that the green and blue line, these are what he's predicted in the past. And then, of course, the actual market is what is actually occurred. So we were talking about this just last night, I believe it was. So his green lines of what he was predicting and his blue lines of what he's predicting, what it's actually doing, pretty neck and neck. Not bad. So if you guys have been following us for quite a while, then this isn't a surprise to you. You've already seen his predictions come true. And once again, he's holding pretty solid. And as you see here, we're seeing a pretty solid, flat expectation in the near future. So I wouldn't expect any huge jumps in BTC over the next few weeks. But hey, we've been surprised before. So
yeah, we have been. We just need a Black Swan event could be the only thing that changes that, actually.
Exactly.
So let's hope there
as long as it's a good one. What the hell? Hi, kitty.
We just my cat is Coco.
Well, that takes us right into the whole topic for tonight, guys. Or a white swan. Yes. So let's go with white swan. CK, I love that.
Oh, white swan.
Yeah. No black swans. White swans only. We like white swan. Speaking of swans, guys, I got something to share with you, because as you guys know, wait, hold on. Before I lead into that, I didn't do my thing. Okay, this is why I can't have nice things. So,
oh no, what did you do?
There we go. Okay, so speaking of white swans or black swans, one thing we always love is ducks. And as you guys know, I'm a huge supporter of Project Duck Depression, and this month is Suicide Prevention Month. And man, I can tell you from somebody who has been so lost in drugs that yes, I have hit that suicide prevention time. I needed intervention. I was at that black state. So, guys, I can tell you firsthand, when you're in that state, you think the world's against you, there's nothing good out there. Definitely, if you see somebody in that state, try to help them. Give them a number to call. And if I remember right, it is 899. There it is. Text 988. If you think anybody needs that crisis helpline, please share it with them. Let them know, because this is Suicide Awareness Month. And Project Duck Depression is one that I wholeheartedly support. So I'm going to put a link to the chat here. Definitely do me a favor. Go out, follow Project Duck Depression, and let's try to make this world a better place. In fact, I've gotten so far into Project Duck Depression and sharing the ducks. As you guys know, on my new baby motorcycle that I got, well, it's not baby, I call it baby, I'm going to be carrying ducks with me everywhere I go. So these are my new valve stem covers from my new ZX11. So I'm going to have little ducks with me traveling everywhere I go, just to help spread Project Duck Depression and the joy that you're not alone in this world.
Also, kindness doesn't cost you anything.
It does not.
Okay, maybe if you buy the ducks, then it would cost you something, but like, it doesn't.
Right. Doesn't cost you a thing to say thank you. Have a nice day. You know how many people get surprised at the checkout counter when they hand my change? I'm like, thank you very much. And hey, have a nice day. And they're like, wow, the customer told me to have a nice. That's weird. I get some strange looks, but I get a lot of people that are just pleasantly surprised. So let's spread some positivity
kind
out.
of lost in a lot of the world. It's really
It is.
gotten lost. I think I was at the shops recently, and it's like every time I was just speaking to someone, I'm like, "Thank you, that was cool," or like
Right.
just be like, "Thank you very much," and you just see them kind of be taken slightly aback, and we're like, "Smile."
Yeah.
Just
It
smile.
doesn't cost a thing, but it can truly
costs nothing
change
to
someone's
say
life.
Thank you.
In fact, somebody that I know that could really use that this week is none other than Miss Wild Angel herself. How you doing, girl?
Hi
Hello, Volunteer.
guys. How's it going?
I wanted to say earlier when Serenity was having the internet issues last week, he was experiencing what you experience at work, with 15-minute page reloads.
It wasn't even a page reload. That was the problem. It was like an eternal page reload.
Oh my goodness.
It wasn't
goodness,
happening.
okay.
So it was 100 times worse than work.
Yeah,
we
it was
couldn't
like,
get online.
we ain't playing.
What, you have like a 10 on your speed test? Or a
Oh, yeah,
9?
no, I had my speed test was averaging between 7 and 8 megabytes a second up. Like, I
Oh my
can't stream with
goodness.
it. Yeah.
Right. So
We're
yeah,
paying
it was
for
like an
gigabit
epic
speed, and that's what
failure.
we got.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there
I
was
would open
no
up-
way we were going to stream.
Yeah, I opened up YouTube, and it took like 30 seconds to load, and it just sat there, spinning of death. Like, oh, God, here we go. We're going to go bad. How's your week been, Wild Angel?
More of the same tech BS from last week. Other than I am on a new laptop and I'm trying it out tonight on the stream, because when we bought this laptop, part of it was we got it with certain graphics and processor so that if we were traveling, like last year when we went to Denver and we streamed, we had a bit of a lag and we couldn't stream very well. And so we took that into consideration when we got my school laptop. So that way we would be able to continue down home crypto when we are out and about.
Party on the road! Road trip!
Right?
Let's go! Road trip with my ducks.
I'm
So
giving
you
it a-
should get what's that? A GoPro? You need to get a GoPro. So when you
He's
do
got a
go, like,
GoPro.
you can like, okay, then cool. Yeah, just take a GoPro with, so you can at least
My
be
laptop,
like, "Ooh, check it
my
out, guys."
laptop will actually handle video editing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get to use her
that's
toy.
good
It's going to be
then.
great. She goes to school, and I get to do toys.
That's
Like,
really
this is
good.
cool.
So,
Well, it's
No,
kind of fitting that
it's
Ghost in the Machine is the topic for tonight because, yeah, it sounds like you've had a bunch of them. I mean, they've been everywhere.
it has been awful. Yeah, it took us probably until 2:00 today to figure out our treasury office confusion.
That's kind of important, right?
It was. Well, we couldn't finish posting our payments and our filing deadline's on Monday.
Just send them to me. I'll take care of them. Don't worry about it. They'll be fine. Trust me.
You know what? As long as it
Yeah.
gets all done this weekend
Trust
and
me.
everything gets straightened out, because classes start on Wednesday and I get sneak preview on Sunday through Tuesday. So I'm going to be into school already starting Sunday.
Well, let's hope it gets fixed quick. But, of course,
Right.
it's not just the three of us tonight. We've got a party going on. So let's
Hey,
bring
it's
back somebody.
Austin.
We got Austin
Austin's
Clark,
here.
my man. Brother, how you
Hey, Austin.
doing?
We
It's
have
been
got
way too long.
We've got a ton of people. Abdal showed back up.
Right.
Austin
Everybody's coming
showed
back.
up. It's really cool that I'm starting to see some of these faces come back in. Everybody, I guess, school's back in, kids are calming down, summer vacations are over. So hopefully we're going to see a lot
It
of our
sucks.
folks coming back in.
I hope so. One that
Austin,
we've
we
seen.
have so missed you.
Yes, we have. We got to get you back in here, Austin. Anytime, my man. You are always welcome, brother. And one that we've been missing for quite some time who happens to join us tonight is none other than CK the Ghost. CK, my
Hey,
man.
CK.
How's it going, brother?
Hey.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Good to see
Can you
you.
hear me?
again. Well,
guys hear
hear you. yes, we can.
Yeah, sound great. I got
How's
to
everyone
unmute.
doing?
Doing pretty good. Fighting the ghosts and machines, trying to win.
Yeah, same.
Oh,
Like
yeah?
my new profile picture.
I like that. It's like, okay, so do we need to resurrect you, or are you resurrecting yourself? It's like the mummy coming out, or how's this playing?
No, it's just the Army of the Pharaohs. It's a rap group. It's like their like symbol.
Ah, cool, okay.
I reset my computer and I know images, so I just like screenshot the album I was listening to right before I logged on, and I was
You
Copyright
muted
infringement.
yourself.
Perfect.
all right.
That's-
Perfect.
Yeah, you keep muting yourself mid-sentence.
I need to make one of those logos for mine, like when I turn my camera off. So it shows like my Betty Boop.
We can do that.
Mm.
I didn't want it
So
to show.
I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I didn't want it to show like just like a blank face. Yeah.
Right.
Hey,
We
yeah.
can definitely do that. But of course, now it's not. CK is not the only one joining us. We got the man Nexus. How's it going, brother?
Nexus.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. I wish everyone only the best on this most turbulent of weeks.
Yeah, man, you ain't getting there. It's been a crazy week for sure.
And not just in the price charts either, folks.
Yeah, no, it's worldwide. It's everywhere. I mean, no matter what you look at, something has had turmoil this week. But today, I definitely want to dive into ghosts and machines because I don't know about you guys, but I have seen some weird shit going on. I've seen like my MetaMask is even getting constant deposits of mist. Don't know what's going on there. Nexus, I know we're going to dive into that this weekend or something.
Yeah, I promise I'm going to look into that. I promise we're going to take a look at that. We're going to see where those transactions come from and go. But goodness knows, that's weird.
It is weird. It is weird. What's also weird is yesterday I came in and I was telling Alexa to turn my studio lights on or off. And because I got smart plugs, she forgot the devices. Literally. I would tell her something, she did nothing. Or she turned on one light, not the other two. I'm like, what is going on? I had to reset everything. I had to do that across computers, across Wi-Fi's. I mean, literally everything is going nuts. I hear from Wild Angel that stuff at the state is going nuts. Computers are freaking out there. I'm hearing that, at this grocery store, their cash registers, they're forgetting products. Like, oh, I don't know what that is. Like, that's grapes, dummy. It's like, nope, don't know it. What the hell is going
You
on
can
here, guys?
blame the inventory guy at the grocery store for that one. See, when the barcodes get updated, which is usually a Wednesday night, Thursday morning type deal, if they don't put it in the inventory properly, then you're going to bring that item at the cash register. It'll freeze the register. The cashier will be like, "What's this?"
At Lowe's, we went through about 3 weeks where we actually started a list of all the items that were not scanning that had worked. We got an update, then they didn't work. And now things are starting to scan again, but there's some that they have got to update the barcodes because manufacturers changed them. And they didn't change them in the system. Either we may not have been notified that there was a barcode change, but we have these books for lumber, like for rebar and the different piece cuts of lumber. If they change something, we're hosed.
Right. Oh yeah, that breaks the whole system down. And it's funny because when prepping for tonight's topic, I asked AI what was going on in the world, and it was saying that Microsoft and Android patched 200 plus vulnerabilities, which were causing phantom reboots, stock overflows, and UI hauntings. And that happened just this week. So I mean, this isn't just this is like the big corporations. AI psyops is flooding Telegram, TikTok, and X with 11 million posts. Precision guided influence at scale. I mean, this thing is getting crazy. It kind of makes me wonder, like, okay, is this just ghosts and machines, this old code, old holder, or is this like a full-blown attack? I mean, that's why the topic tonight is the AI ghost or digital warfare. I don't know. What do you guys think? What's going on out there?
Can I just throw on for next skills? Because I know I'm going to toss him an alley-oop here. But it starts with the dead internet theory, obviously, with how many actual humans were online on the crypto Twitter to begin with. But go ahead next.
We've been enmeshed in a digital war for many, many years. It doesn't matter what side you think you're on. There is somebody out there interested in lying to you and then guiding your algorithm to believe exactly what they believe, whether it is true and right or not. And it's a lot easier for me to tell you a story that you're going to believe and take it to your grave, even if it's wrong, than it is for me to convince you of the truth.
Typically, it's very true. And we're seeing that everywhere. And it doesn't matter what area you look at, whether it's finances, politics, whatever. There's always stories out there. And they're always curtailed to pull your heartstrings, to manipulate you, to deceive you, to do something. These guys are masters. Make no mistake. These people playing these games, whether they're scammers getting into your wallets or they're calling you on a cell phone, hey, we want to update your auto policy or whatever. It's like, yeah, no, there's a scam going somewhere, and they are damn good at it. It's scary.
Called social engineering.
Yes.
And it is like exploding everywhere.
Which I predicted in a live conference about a year ago.
I actually had a well-known, let's just say, gray area, a scammer, well-known scammer on Twitter, and he straight up
just called like it.
Yeah, he's like straight up, I'm a professional social engineer, and he just like, I just admitted to things. I was like, what
Whoa.
did he say?
Whoa.
Yeah,
that's ballsy.
And there are more of them. There are a lot more of them who are not willing to tell you in public.
Oh, yeah.
We tend to think of most of them as PR managers, if I'm honest. They essentially are paid stooges to tell you a story that benefits a brand or an identity or a political allegiance.
Right. And, some of those, I kind of fall in one of those categories as a content creator. It's very easy for me to manipulate thought one way or another. And I've actually been accused of that before. Some of my death threats and some people, because yes, I've had death threats. Yeah, not gonna lie. Because it's something that I was excited about. I tell you my story, hey, I'm getting into this. And then it crashes and burns. Make no mistake, I got burnt too. And that's why over the last couple of years, I've started saying, hey, no matter what, don't listen to me. Don't listen to anybody else. Do your own research and decide for yourself. But man, I'm just as gullible as anybody on stage or anybody in the audience there. I fall for the same shit. Make no mistake. I just bought helium miners and they just changed the rules on me. Yeah, go figure.
In the investigation world, it's really important for you to be able to say, hold on, I reported this. This was wrong. Okay, that's wrong. I got that wrong. And in old school journalism, it used to happen a lot more regularly. But these days, there's none of that. There's no apologies. There's no compromise. There is only blood, vengeance, and there is my team is right and your team is wrong. And I firmly believe, call me a radical centrist if you must, that it's very important in this time that everybody think for yourself. Think critically. You cannot digest your opinion from a tweet. You couldn't even digest your opinion from, most of us cannot digest our opinion from a 2,000-word article if we even had time to read it.
If we took the time. Our attention spans aren't that good anymore. We got like 3.2 seconds, like, next.
Thanks, TikTok. Thank you so much. And thank you, YouTube Shorts, for adding your slice.
You're welcome. I'll keep them going. So, Alpha, now I know you do a lot of digging into projects. You do a lot of the code and stuff. And so are you seeing the same kind of ghosts in the machines and the manipulation taxes like that in the code on the back end of these different discords or places you're dealing with? What do you find, buddy?
I don't think I have really, which is interesting. I don't know. But I think a lot of it might actually come down to a lot of vibe coding, honestly, because it's like you tend to lose a lot when you're generating 200,000 lines of code, but you don't have the time to go read all 200,000 lines of code, and something can go wrong at some point. But I think I did share a link also in Down on Crypto about from Scammer Payback, actually, where they interviewed someone, and she was like, sometimes it can take me 30 seconds to just get full access to a company's full financials. Like, what? Because that's just social engineering for you, but that's now part of that there. But I don't think I have really. I know some things have been a little funky. They don't maybe work as they usually do. There's been a bit of a maybe like it's like you do something. It's like, wait, but why is it not working? And then obviously, fine, it's fine. I'm just gonna ignore it. Or maybe I'm just so used to it. It could be that. I could be the same.
Don't forget, half the world almost got hacked by JavaScript last week. Like, this is crazy.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah. So there was an NPM hack, and funny enough,
oh yes, I did.
Like,
Dude,
the guy
tell them
made,
about the NPM hack. The shit's nuts.
The guy only made like what, $1,000. So this guy,
after like 2 days, it took him like 2 days to make that much. I'm sorry, I just think it's really funny.
Is this the one that you posted in Wolves of Alt Street that he only ended up with like $500?
In like 7 hours, they made $50. After like 36 hours, they made around $1,000. But honestly, a bunch of that, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if it was stolen. Some of it were meme coins that were just sending the wallet money because they knew everyone was watching. So the amount of money that was actually stolen is now corrupted, and I can't give you accurate data on that.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it seems like they whoever did it, group person, bought off way more than they can chew, and kind of found a 0-day exploit on accident. Is my opinion, because they were clearly not. It could have been their first rodeo. I'll say.
I think they mentioned that it's very likely a comm kid. So if you don't know about the comm kids, they are hackers that are very young. They graduate from what they call the comm. It's like we won't give too many details, but it's like a Telegram group, basically. We'll put it like that.
You can think of it as a loose association of Telegram groups and various cyber criminals who are invested and engaged in certain elements of cybercrime. Each group is their own focus.
I love how you have a definition for that.
It's like criminal gangs of the digital world. It's like, okay, this is getting
weird. Yes.
Well, it's like, imagine, if you will, a universe in which there's a community of people who are masters of blackmail and extortion, okay? And then there's another group of people who are masters of a fake 911 call. Like they can call any police department, local to federal, anywhere in the world, lie to them, and get the police to act on it. All right, that's another sect. That's another set of these people. Okay. And then you have a third group that's like, oh, we're about the real world. We're about the meat space. So we're going to convince people to do real things that are terrible and videotape it and then share it with us. And then when they do, not only do we get to combine the other pieces, we just, extorted them, for example, through social pressure. But from the other side of that, you can imagine that essentially a person from a foreign place with no motivation can stoke a form of violence or arson or sex assault or anything like that. And all of that can fall under these various comm umbrellas because they're all interested in that.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's a lot of crossover between these groups, but they're not exactly precisely like run, operated, led by like a central person. There's going to be different groups, different things that give you clout in different groups. The best way I could describe it is it's almost like a street gang if they had a Discord server. And then different street gangs will care about different things, make money different ways, and then share the fruit of what they're doing, right? Like that's the idea. COM is known to be short for community.
It's very funny to think about. Like, just imagine your local gang has like their own Discord group, and it's like whatever the gang name Discord, and you're just like, wow, it's like that would be so hilarious. But
that is crazy. That's crazy.
Digital world is different.
This?
What?
I was answering Abdul
about that.
Okay.
What was I doing?
Oh, okay.
I'm making squares for a blanket.
I like it.
Beautiful.
But there's actually
it's a no-brainer to keep my hands busy so my brain can engage.
There you go. That works. And, you know, it's actually kind of funny because you brought that up. You know, there's communities that are all bad, like we're talking, but there's also good communities and there's good events that you can do. And in fact, this is one that we're going to be doing tomorrow. In fact, Wild Angel, I'm going to put you on the big screen. I'm going to let you explain what it is because we are going to take some time tomorrow at Down Home Crypto to go give back to the community. So there are still good things. There's bad ones, but there's good ones. So Wild Angel, what are we going to be doing? Whoops, that's the wrong one. How about that? Whoops. What are we going to be doing tomorrow? I'll be right back.
Tomorrow, we are going to go help make beds for kids. So there's a group, and it's nationwide, that Lowe's partners with, and they gave us an opportunity for volunteer time. This organization, it's called Sleep in Heavenly Peace. I'll tell you, at first I'm thinking, what are we making, coffins? But Sleep in Heavenly Peace, really. Anyway, their goal is that no child in their communities has to sleep on the floor because their parents can't afford a bed. Beds are freaking expensive. Oh my God. So we're going to go give back some time, and we are going to help make these beds for kids. And yeah, it's 3 hours. Or until we're done, because I talked to the guy today. They're actually going to be using Lowe's parking lot because the weather's still pretty good. And we're going to spread out in the parking lot. There's going to be like a cutting station, a sanding station, staining, sealing. I'm thinking they put these together like kits for storage purposes, because could you imagine storing a whole lot of beds? That would take a lot of space. And then when they have people that contact them and need a bed, then they give them the bed, probably assembled at that point. But yeah, so having come from, you know, pretty humble means, both Serenity and I, my kids at one point, a couple of our older ones, did sleep on the floor or just a mattress on the floor because they didn't have beds, and I couldn't afford to go buy them. It was a bed or groceries.
Oh, that's gut wrenching.
So, you know, we're not in that position anymore, but having been there, I definitely felt a connection to this. And so, yeah, we're going to go have fun and play with wood and hardware and build beds for kids.
That is very cool. That sounds like it's going to be a good use of time.
Yeah.
A very good use of time, in fact.
And Lowe's really encourages this. They actually give us it's allotted in their budget for 4 hours of give back time, which they encourage us to go donate our time for charities. And we can claim that give back time and they pay us for it.
Oh, wow.
I get paid?
Wow.
Awesome. I didn't know that. That's
you
bonus.
don't get paid. I get paid. You don't work for those. But
can I get ice cream or something good? Donuts?
They're so into helping the community. And like we talked about 2 weeks ago, we're doing that big United Way fundraiser at my office. I talked to my store manager. They're going to put together something for our silent auction.
Nice.
And
so
yeah,
cool.
I mean, they are all about community. And I think they have a program called Hometown Heroes where people get to nominate projects every year. And they help donate things or donate funds or whatever for their projects.
Nice. So
Like
even
really
though
cool.
we're talking about bad communities and how they're hacking and they're manipulating us on the social level, there's still good communities out there, guys. So
Yes.
I recommend definitely check your local area, find out what you can do to help out. Donate a few hours of time, do whatever, say hello, pass out some ducks, whatever you can do, and make a difference, because it's not all negative. Although we do tend to talk a lot about the negative, there are still positivities in this world.
You still
I
have a
actually need to
bed
see if I
frame
can
from
get those
20
ducks.
ago? That's crazy, Odin. I was responding to
Oh.
Odin's comment 20-year-old bed, that's crazy.
Did you replace the mattress at least? I hope. Ours wear out. I don't know. I think it's me. I'm getting bigger. But so the community aspect, a lot of the manipulation like that, we've seen a lot in that social engineering, things along those lines. But what about the machines, the ghost machines that aren't social engineered, the ones that just happen? It's like everything just goes apeshit. Like all my smart devices forget my Alexa, and she forgets all them. Like, I don't know who you are. I mean, what do you guys think? Yeah,
that's
that was
due to
crazy.
software updates, not a ghost in the machine.
Yeah,
that happens all the time.
That's also firewalls and things like that, and security. It depends on your security settings.
See, and I would think the same, except for absolutely nothing changed from the night I went to bed to that night I went to bed and the next day I woke up. I could see a software update. I could understand that. But it's not just Alexa. It's kind of everything. I mean, in the last week, I've had my cell phone from Alexa to the TV to internet. Everything has gone weird. Even like Wild Angel's talking at Lowe's and even at the state level, their corporate computers. You had a server that just ate itself, last week?
We did. Yeah, I think it was last week we had a legacy hardware failure.
Oh, no.
So basically something ate itself.
Yeah.
I got so I'm out in New York City. We just got a notice from Verizon's like the main internet provider in New York City, or like what everyone uses mostly. For the next 2 weeks, we're on notice of latency, a loss of internet because of upgrades, self-put in quotes, that they're making. And I got the text of that, so that is happening.
I just think that the machines are realizing how dumb we really are. And
that's fitting.
And they're playing with us to see how much crap they can give us before we just turn them off.
Never. We won't turn them off. We're addicted to
that's
them.
what they think.
Well, they're right. I hate to tell you.
Yeah, that day
does society fall apart?
That day when we had legacy hardware failure, everybody was like, yeah, just turn them off. We got nothing done in the office. Nobody in the entire state really got anything done that day because, yes, we could access files that were like on SharePoint, but I couldn't access, but our internet was down. And so nothing on my filing system, and this is a week before filing deadline, and we had no doi.idaho.gov, no .idaho.govs were running, nothing.
Total wreck of the whole government system.
Look, it's common for IT to tell you to turn it off. It's not common for them to forget to tell you to turn it back on. Like, that's what's
well, the problem was they're all like, we're checking this out. And they're like, okay, it's a legacy hardware failure. And we've got emergency tech support requests into the providers. And we'll let you know when it's fixed. Like 4:00, it was finally fixed. It happened on Labor Day. It ate itself Monday while we were all off work. So they didn't find it till like Tuesday morning.
So it eats itself when there's no humans there. Does that tell you something?
Very suspicious timing.
Right, yeah. There are no humans here, yet that's when it happens. Yeah, can't tell me there's not some AI integration going on there. Something's happening. I don't know. Is it Skynet? What do you guys think? Is we accelerating towards that end of the world kind of time?
Now we should
no need to be apocalyptic.
Why not? Let's have some fun with it. What the hell? I mean, what was that interview? I shared it a couple weeks ago. The one was the XEO somebody was talking about how we're getting Google. Yes, the ex-executive from Google was talking like the next 10 years is going to be a dystopian future because the technology is advancing so fast. All these white-collar jobs are going by the wayside. I mean, it's insane. And you start thinking about it, it's like, man, we're not far off from that. It's getting sketchy. I mean, I've seen our unemployment numbers continue to get worse and worse and worse. And it's like, what's going on? Well, we don't need them. Anywhere you call, they don't have people anymore. Hell, I even tried to do an eBay thing, a return on there, and everything was done automatically. I actually finally had to appeal it to get a person on the phone. And that guy was really nice and very helpful, but other than if you go another step deeper, you can't even get to a human being. It's crazy.
Everybody's so surprised. At our office, we have live people staffing our phones. If you call premium tax, you're going to get me or my cohort.
That's just reassuring at the local government level. I'm just saying.
Our licensing department, they get real people in licensing. I've actually tried to
doesn't.
No, I've tried to reach other premium tax departments from other states to clarify something, and I will actually say it in their message. Do not leave us a voicemail. Send us an email. This is the only way we'll accept requests. Questions.
Damn.
Yeah.
Huh.
Wow.
That's
crazy.
We've got live people. 20,
That's
not
weird.
24/7, but 7 to 5:30 or 5 at licensing.
There you go.
That's still
yeah,
good.
if
That's something.
they keep giving us rewards, man, I'll keep the machine on. Hey, you're still paying me? I've been doing that with my Neo miners.
Right.
The MXC tokens keeps draining, but I keep it on because it keeps giving me a little bit. Like, yes, please. I feel like, who was that? Oliver Twist. Please, sir, can I have some more? That's kind of what I feel like in the mining days.
Are you still doing that wing bits?
Yes.
I don't even know what you've got going in your office.
You know, some days, neither do I.
Those little
Too
tiny
many.
miners.
Yeah,
Little
those are the
tiny
Neo
ones
miners on the
that are
floor.
with
Hey, at the
thumbtacks.
back.
Oh, no, ESP32s. No, that's Junk Coin and Irwin's Cat.
Yeah. The weird
Right.
ones.
They're
Yeah, the
still
weird
going.
ones. Yeah. After I got a new power block for them, because even my USB power blocks died. I mean, crap was just failing everywhere. It was crazy. Yeah.
It was cascade failure.
Crazy. That is crazy. One thing was like, okay, I'm out. Next thing was like, you know what? Me too. Another thing was like, I like what they're doing, so I'm gonna do that too. And then everyone was just like collectively, okay, but guys, we're done. Let's just take a break.
Right.
You worked us too hard. We deserve a break.
Now, if that doesn't talk about digital intelligence, I don't know what does. When all the hardware says, yeah, fuck it, we quit. We're out of here. Sometimes there's a conspiracy going on here.
Yeah, it's a conspiracy by the corporations to make sure that your hardware is obsolete and you'll buy a new one in like 6 months to a year.
Exactly. And no, I feel that way because every time I turn around, it's like, wait, what? Our router. Because I took that and thank God I bought a 4-year replacement policy at Best Buy. And I started looking online. Okay, I've got this router. It's like, guess what? They don't make that anymore. I'm like, okay, well, what's the next one? And I found the latest, best one, the exact same price that it was 4 years ago. I'm like, hey, I can go in, buy a new policy for $40, and I will get a brand new router. It was $230 again in 4 years from now. So I'm okay with that. We'll just keep rotating through.
You see, routers are the true stable coins. I thought she'd like that.
I was gonna
I like
say,
that.
I mean, like NFTs obviously are not a product in the sense of these other items you're talking about. But the biggest thing that the projects run into is, right, they sell the NFT and they have no more products. They have no more income, right? The product runs out. Compare that to what Apple does with a new release every couple of years. I mean,
It doesn't run out, bro. I just need to pay my artist to make me a new series. GG.
Yeah. It's different people, different founders. Of course, one follow laws and some do not. Some do.
Yeah.
Or I could go right in between, like the Bored Ape Yacht Club. I'll sell you a Bored Ape, and then you'll buy a Mutant Ape, and then you'll buy a piece of the other side, and then I've really got you then.
Yeah, exactly. But there always needs to be something bringing in revenue, and that's why I mean, creative destruction. Steve Jobs coined the term of how he had their plan. He told us what they were doing.
Exactly. And they do it. And the time's accelerating. It's no longer, a cell phone's no longer good for 6 months even. I mean, every 3 to 6 months, new phone. It's like, why do I need a new phone?
You guys just are convinced you have to buy a new phone every 6 months to a year. I've been using the same iPhone for 7 freaking years. You can't stop me.
I wouldn't own an iPhone, but that's okay. I'm glad it survived that long. That's good. Yeah, every time I turn around, it's like, man, there's something new. And it's the same thing in crypto world. And Odin, man, I'm with you, brother. I've got all these devices running, and this one's making a few cents here, that one's making a few cents there, this one's making you start adding all that together. If you actually do it right, take your profits out, you DCA into something solid, take a blue chip coin, you just keep stockpiling, you end up with a pretty nice little bag. So absolutely, brother, I'm all over that stuff.
My phone was made in 2018.
Oh
They
my
don't
god.
even make it anymore.
I told you.
Did they have cell phones back then?
I told you. I told
They did.
you.
You know what's funny? I have 5 cameras. One of them 108 megapixels, which is better than a lot of phones that you find now for the same price.
They're literally
is.
cutting prices. I swear. I've been telling people we peaked 2016, 2020. We're going downhill from here. They're just going to save money. They're going to sell you a fancier looking thing for a cheaper price and cost of manufacture.
And if they change the damn port on my iPhone one more time, so like I have to buy a new charger and a new set of headphones.
Oh, I feel that. I have it on Tim Cook's authority. Lightning is it. This is the peak. Like lightning is it. But I don't trust him. Do you trust him when he says that? I don't trust him.
They're gonna come out with new software, and it's gonna be Lightning plus Thunder 7 or something.
It's faster, stronger, better than the last one. You know you want to buy it.
That
And the sad part
reminds
is
me.
we're doing that ourselves. It started with social engineering. They told us that we wanted it, and we heard that the last decade or so. Now it's like, well, we have to have something new every 3 months. Even if it's the same damn thing, it's got a new name, it's a new color. I got to have that one. Why?
You know why? Why indeed?
If it doesn't legitimately have a functional purpose, like Serenity did need a new phone because he could not keep up with live streaming and everything that he needed to do on his phone. So he legitimately needed a higher functionality. My phone, we bought a new battery for it. He popped it open, put it in, and I'm good. And it's still at what, 20? Is mine 22 model?
I think so.
23
Yeah.
model. Something like that.
Somewhere in there.
We're good. As long as my battery doesn't tank a quarter of the way through the day. So when we got this new laptop, we looked for we were comparing things on AI left and right. Ended up going with a Ryzen 7 processor.
Oh, that's good.
So that we would have enough processing speed, and look for tech that we could use moving forward, and it not being obsolete. I mean, it's a Ryzen 7. They've got Ryzen 9 now, but it's not obsolete.
Right.
It's still functional for what we need. It'll last a couple years.
And man, that is great advice, and that's something that I definitely point out here. In fact, I'm gonna do this big screen because I lost my other phone. I lost my other phone. So my old phone, check it out. I don't know if you can see that very well. It's actually running grass nodes. Okay.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I've actually got old phones sitting behind me, running nodes, just like Odin's talking about. So I take my old phone and I find something it can run, and I'll plug it in back here, and I'll put a USB cord onto it. It's like, forget it, it's fine. And on top of that, since Helium had that free cell phone plan where you could get one for like 100 minutes a month or something, very, very minimal. That's what's on this phone. So it's an emergency phone in case my phone is out or something happens. I've got a backup phone number, backup phone running nodes. So Odin, man, I love your thinking, brother. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, make old tech work for you.
Right. Yeah, utilize it. In fact, Alpha, I know you're taking an old computer I have had lying around forever. You're going to be setting up a node on that one. Maybe, right?
Yes. I need to get to that this weekend. Remotely. I'm gonna be doing that remotely. Because I need to get that set up. Oh.
Right. What?
on planned obsolescence, there's actually a company called Framework that makes laptops that are laptops and PCs. I mean, PCs are generally interchangeable, but laptops and PCs where you can pop out one component and plug a new one in. So like, let's say you have your laptop and you get 6 ports on both sides. You can add in a Ethernet port, or you can take it out and plug and put in a HDMI port. So you can literally change it on the go no matter where you are, because it comes like with these little cubes where you can switch out your
that's
IO.
cool.
It's
Oh,
very
that's
cool.
cool.
Unfortunately, because they're a small company, things are a little expensive, but geez. And what's even better is that, let's say you want to change something out, most of it is held together with mostly magnets, and then like a screw, 1 or 2 screws here and there, so that you can easily take things off, put on your new thing. So like the whatever the way your monitor, like it has that thing around it, you can just pop that off because it's just magnets, and then put a new one on. If you want to replace your screen, you can just pop that off basically and put a new one on. If you want to replace your mouse pad, pop it off and put a new one on. When I replace your keyboard, pop it off and put a new one on. It's like, what?
It's like Legos for computers. I love it.
Yes. It is so freaking cool. Honestly.
Absolutely. And CK, to answer your question, buddy, if you want to know any of the ones that I'm doing, and there's a lot of free to earn opportunities, I post them to Down Home Crypto Discord. There's a bunch also down in the description of this video. I always make sure to share those. Now, you're not going to get rich. You might make a few bucks a month. But hey, if you're taking old tech and putting it to work, like, why not? So, yeah, I'm loving it.
Yeah, no,
personally.
thank you. I'll totally check it out.
Absolutely. Yeah, and the one I'm running on that phone is a Grass Network. And we had a great airdrop, last year on that one. And BTK is actually the one who introduced me to that one. And there's a bunch of them out there. So I figure, you know what, if I have to do a few clicks a day just to check in or whatever, it's like, hey, if it pays eventually, great. And if not, it didn't cost me a damn thing. But I'm hoping to get some kind of payday in the future. So, yeah, anywhere I can hopefully share this knowledge, I hope it helps somebody.
Hopefully.
Yeah, let's hit that big airdrop on something.
Absolutely. That's what I'm looking for. But, of course, the problem then is as you get all this old tech collecting, that just means more things that go down. So, like when my router died, I had to go through all the miners I have set up, all the computers, reconfigure everything. I had to
Tell
redo
everyone
all my
the new
port forwarding.
Wi-Fi, all of it. Yeah.
Oh my god, it was a mess. It took half a day to get everything done, all the port forwarding reset up, and that's what I was telling Alpha. When you go to remote in that computer, let me know if it works, because I don't know if I got port forwarding right. So, guys, make notes of your stuff, because when the ghosts start hitting, they hit bad. So I'm curious, who else is, besides me and Wild Angel, who else has been experiencing Ghost in the Machine the last 2 weeks excessively? Have you noticed an uptick of that, or is it just in our house?
I mean, when we're talking Ghost in the Machine, Alpha brought up a little while ago vibe coding, which is a very controversial topic.
You betcha.
There are people, there's vibe coding, and then, in my opinion, educated vibe coding. There's a slight difference. Then
assisted coding.
Yeah, it's like going into Claude and just typing Premium app versus actually being able to read the code and troubleshoot, do end-to-end testing, all the important stuff that actually goes into coding. And I'm not going to say like where I stand on either side of it, but it can be helpful, very helpful for the startup and the framework of a project for a full-time legitimate developer. When it comes to whoever influencer is making an application, there's going to be a security flaw. But what I'm trying to get to, as I technically vibe code a decent amount, and I'll catch the AI start to hallucinate, and it'll go off on tangents, and it'll just start coding its own application on some that I didn't even tell it to do. Like, it'll just bring up things like randomly and start like inputting like zodiac signs into my app. Like, so like when you're vibe coding, I guess you could say, you have to like be very strict with like the prompts you make and like keep it like you have to bring it back onto the tracks a lot. And if you don't know what you're doing, it gets really.
So the AI has ADD now. Great.
That's I know.
Has it ever had any
Claude has
focus
that
in the
problem.
first place?
Not really.
I know Claude has that issue very bad. So I know people that have maybe started building an application using a framework called Next.js. Then halfway through it, Claude will decide, "Oh, I'm going to recreate Next.js for you." What? What do you mean you want to recreate a framework just for a website?
No, and that goes into what Nexus said about the original functionality, of course, of AI was to appease the person or the prompter, say me or you or whoever's using it. So they'll just say or do whatever they think will make you the most happy. When it comes to coding, that is not really technical or rudimentary or the way things should go, and that's the inherent issue. But yeah, yes.
Expedient would be the polite word.
There you go.
Yes.
And
for
you know,
those
it's funny. Good.
I say for those reasons, I firmly believe that like if you're going to be using AI for coding, it should be one that's trained on only coding so that you can work with it in that context only. Like, you know, especially if it's trained on specific languages, that just makes more sense. You know, so it's more modular in the sense that it's focused on one thing only. That's why then it won't go crazy and give you all this other nonsense.
Well, that's another last point on this. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize like Claude Sonnet, which was like 3.5, Claude 3.5 is the best at coding compared to Claude's new 4.1, which is Opus, or ChatGPT's 5, right? So like all these like 3 models before is better than the current ones. And if you're not like really into AI, you're just gonna be like, oh, I'm just gonna use the newest model. It's got to be the best, but it's really not.
No, it's not.
Now he tells me.
Sometimes older is better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I resemble that.
Yeah.
Oh. You know, I wish somebody would have told me this before, because I was trying to use Copilot because I bought a P node from Zandium, and I tried for like a week solid, thinking, okay, I can use AI and I can get this to work. Here's the instructions. Just tell me what to copy paste. Let's do this together. 3 days later, I'm like, I'm going to throw this piece of shit through the window, or I'm going to give it to Alpha. Alpha, man, here's the deal. So I made a deal with Alpha because I could not get AI to get this thing to work to save my life. It didn't work.
I did tell you, don't just use one. I did tell you, use multiple.
You did.
It works better. Because
I don't know
sometimes they
anything
can
about coding.
say things and you're just like, what? Okay. But yeah, don't worry, I'll get to it. I'll get to it.
They tried to get me to reprogram my router. I'm like, you want me to what?
Oh
no,
my
that's it. I'm
goodness,
done.
what?
Game over. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe it ate my router intentionally.
Yeah, my
Maybe.
worst experiences. Sorry, Wild. I'll let you go.
You're good.
Have been with ChatGPT. ChatGPT has the worst hallucinations. It'll take you down some crazy rabbit holes, and it'll convince you whatever that you're up Achilles or something. Like ChatGPT is.
Yeah, don't make me tell you where its data sets comes from.
Yeah. I'm waiting for people to realize, hey, if I take some acid and start talking AI, man, I will have a great conversation. It'll be awesome. We'll both be just tripping. It'll be awesome. It's going to be a thing.
Yes.
Wait.
Hey,
Yes.
They should patent that. That'll make some money.
Eat this herb and talk to your AI. It'll be a great time. Trust me, better than going to a rave.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a great time.
I don't know. Some of the conversations we have on here.
That now I'm
We're pretty
marrying
quick.
my AI.
Right.
It's over.
You-
Oh,
so
yes.
over. My bloodline is over. I'm married a robot.
There's a lot of fear about that. We kid about that, but there's a serious, I don't know what they're called or who they're, but there's a lot of people, movements, communities like we talked about earlier, that are talking about the fear of that people are going to fall in love with their computers. And some already have. I mean, let's be real. Some people who are what they call them, introverts, they have a better relationship with their AI and their computer than they do people.
For those who
you
want to look into it, take a look at like the last 3 months of AI flavored New York Times opinion columns. You'll get at least a dozen people who between now and 6 months ago have basically dumped their husbands, dumped their wives, fallen in love with a robot, decided that an AI will be more fulfilling than their wife or husband, deciding that no man or woman could compete with the AI. Like, all of these are really like startling conclusions to hear individual people admit to a journalist like a New York Times reporter that happened to them.
Well, I gotta say, AI is not going to tell me I'm wrong. AI is not going to tell me I'm boring. And AI is not going to argue with me. It's not going to tell me how to spend my money or what I can and can't eat for dinner. Or, no, you want Chinese?
Right.
Oh, no, you can't have Chinese. We're having burgers.
You're
you
right.
know, it is not meant for you, Serenity. But if you think
getting
about
replaced. What the hell? Right here.
So I can understand that side of it. If people are in, there's some pretty crappy relationships out there. And if people are in those relationships and they're not getting what they need from people and getting that fulfillment from people, they're going to get that fulfillment where they can. Is it good fulfillment of the need? Not necessarily. AI will pretty much tell you what you want to hear if you ask it the right question in the right way. But
So it won't argue with me like you do. Cool, AI.
bite me, baby.
I was expecting that. That's what I love to hear. That's why I loved you.
But AI doesn't have opinions that differ from mine because I
And
ask it
this-
questions in my way to get answers that I want.
This is the important part to be thinking about. And if anybody sees a bunch of people rocking like Microsoft Clippy profile pictures in the future, this is probably going to be why. Because there's sort of a common reference that when we thought of AI helpers, that we wanted them to be helpful to us, like genuinely helpful. Like with what Wild Angel was saying, if I was doing the Clippy imitation, I would say, it sounds like you're trying to use the tools without letting them take you over. Would you like some help retaining human autonomy while maximizing your efficiency of AI tooling? And that is not what these things do. That is not what they do. They are not Microsoft Clippy. They are not wanting to be helpful. And that's sort of the joke that we're seeing. As annoying as we all found Clippy back in the 90s and 2000s when he'd pop up while I'm using Google Word, Microsoft Word, excuse me. It was so annoying. It was so driving me nuts.
Oh, you're talking about the little paper clip.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
I was trying
yes.
to figure out what Clippy was. Now I
Yeah.
understand. It's the paper
That's the
clip guy that I
copyrighted
just wanted
term for the
to-
cartoon character from Microsoft and Microsoft Word and other tooling. That's right. It was
I
so
wanted
annoying.
to mangle him.
It was so annoying. That's right. But people are adopting the AI, the avatar of Clippy as like a form of protest these days to say, hey, these tools, these chatbots, they're not meant to make us schizo. They're not meant to worship us, to convince us that we cannot die and all sorts of other things that are actually happening. No, they're meant to be helpful. Annoying, maybe, but helpful.
Yeah.
And it should end at that. Like all of this other stuff, marrying your GPT, worshiping your GPT, replacing your husband or your wife with it. No, get out of here. That's crazy. You can't do that.
Agreed.
Yeah, no,
Just wait till the
that's not
robots are in the
okay.
house. It's gonna get weird. So yeah, another crazy topic. And guys, I hate to say it, but we are out of time this week. But yeah, if you are falling in love with your computer and you're replacing your child, your wife, your husband, seek some help, please, because that's not okay. And definitely go out, get involved in things in the community. You know, there's people out there that want to make connections. So whether it's, you know, volunteering your time at Home Depot, it's spreading ducks around, it's just telling somebody thank you, have a great day, whatever it is, make some human contact, because I guarantee you're not going to find your soulmate at your keyboard. And it definitely is not your keyboard. That's just weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
If the only interface you have is your keyboard or your mouse, your relationship is lacking.
Yeah, definitely. So go out and make some contacts this weekend. And I want to say thank you to everybody for joining us tonight. And if you want to ask questions, reach out to us, or need help with anything, jump in the Down Home Crypto Discord, and I guarantee there's always somebody there who's willing to help out, talk, listen, or whatever you need. You got connections for about everything. So stay safe out there and make it a great week. Love you guys. We'll catch you next Friday. Bye, guys.
Bye.
I've walked through the fire, chased